folks, time for another unboxing and amp dyno time. Today got a different one for you. This time, even though the logo on the box is ruined, it says taken off the shipping label, we have the Wolfram W-1500.1. So very excited about this. Wolfram's kind of a brand new company into the audio industry. So far they've started out just making amplifiers. There's a pre-order going on right now for their line of subwoofers. So pretty excited to see what these new guys have in store for us. So let's open her up. Let's see what we got. Of course, you open one box and there's another box. I will say they did use the quote-unquote retail box as also the shipping box. So I do wish they had put it in a shipping box for me for a little bit more protection. All right, first thing is the amplifier is upside down in the box, so that's, I don't usually see that. Usually you're greeted with the top of the heatsink with the logo and everything, so all right. We have the owner's manual here. This is the same manual from the 600.1 all the way to the three mono blocks. They have a 1500.1, a 3000.1, and a 4-channel 125.4. So same manual for that. To the side of the box, we have the remote bass knob and cable. And this, I don't know if you can hear it, this is a metal bass knob. So that's pretty nice. It's not a little cheap plastic job. Not a lot of protection in the box, so you know where I was saying that you know, I wish they had put another retail box around it. For shipping, let me just put this amp down. I mean, this is it. This is all the protection this amplifier has. So I hope it's built tough, because usually UPS is not gentle on these. So Wolfram, please pack your boxes better for your amplifiers. I mean, this is not something I like to see here. And of course, one amplifier. This is nice. This is not the color I was expecting. This is kind of a brownish nickel look to it. This isn't like silvery gray like their website seems to make it look. Also really dig this logo here with the wolf right there. I mean, this is you know, I love Game of Thrones. This looks like the official amplifier of House Stark. So like a little dire wolf off to the side. Pretty cool. So nice looking heatsink on the amplifier. Do a quick little walk around on it. Now, in case you're wondering about price, I just picked this up for $229 shipped. So it's a made in Korea amp. It's Korean. The board is out there. It shares very similar circuit boards to other established amplifiers like Twisted Sounds, etc. So I get no doubt this is going to be a pretty good amp, and especially at 229 bucks like I paid. Sweet. So on this side, you have all your standard connections. You have your inputs for RCAs here. You have your master outputs. These are linkable, so you could strap two of these together and get theoretically 3200 watts at 2 ohms on one subwoofer. You have your gain, your subsonic filter, your low pass filter, your bass boost, your phase shift in case you ever use phase shift, and your remote bass knob, and of course power protect. Over on this side, we're not going to be using the protect circuit. We're going to avoid all those. Over on here, very nice. You know, sometimes on 1500 watt class amplifiers, they kind of cheap out on the power and ground inputs. You'll see a lot of them will just put 4 gauge in there, which, you know, you can get away with 4 gauge OFC, definitely not 4 gauge CCA wiring, but it's not ideal. Really, you want the amplifier to be fed with as much current as it can possibly get, and Wolfram gives you 0 gauge. So I mean, people might have heard me say I really like the Orion XTR 1500.1. Those only come with 4 gauge inputs. They don't come with 0 gauge. You have to go to a 2500.1 before you get 0 gauge. So it's nice that Wolfram did this at this price point at this class amplifier. So as I said, dual 0 gauge. Also nice internally bridged outputs for your speakers. These are 8 gauge, and of course they give you 2 in case you want to run 2 amplifier or 2 subwoofers, or you just need more and more connections. So nice that they give you that availability of doing that. So that's it. It's pretty basic. Again, looks really nice. It's a Korean-made amplifier, as I said earlier. So I got no doubts we're hopefully going to have a winner on our hands. And let's just jump right into it. Let's put this baby on the test bench, get some dyno numbers out of it, and let's see, is this Wolfram W-1500.1 a budget gem or a budget bust? Let's do this. Okay, before we strap it onto the dyno, I'm just noticing here in the owner's manual something I would want to point out before we actually get into the test. So here are your specs, especially for the 1500.1. As you can see right here, this is a 1600 watt rated amplifier at 1 ohm, which is kind of like we like to see here. Now, the one thing that I should really mention, you scroll down a little bit here to how it's tested at, all right? So it's not at 1% THD, it's at 0.15, or it's at 1.5 THD. So that could have an effect on what we're doing. Plus it's rated at 100 hertz and not, as you can see over there, 100 hertz and not 40 hertz like we're gonna test at. So it might, I might have to give it a little bit of a pass on certain things if we are just under it on the certified number, because again, the DD-1 rates this bad boy at 1% THD. So the manufacturer's claiming 1.5% THD. Also, we do 40 hertz, not 100 hertz. 40 hertz is more stressful on the amplifier. So there is a chance that on the certified number, we are a shade below the 1600 watts. I'm hoping we're not. I'm hoping we're above and we're over. But, you know, we have to take that into account, that the manufacturer is possibly not lying, but they are truthful in how it was rated. So we'll see. We'll see how close we get to these numbers. Again, I'm hoping we're over. So now let's strap her up. watts on this Wolfram W-1500.1. As you saw by the ratings, nice job. Did a solid job on the ratings. Did over 1661 on certified and a little over 1820 on dynamic. In the 1500s for the certified test. But, you know, if you remember from the beginning when we looked at the owner's manual, the 1600 watts at 1 ohm was rated. Of course, we did 14.4 volts just like they did, but it was also 1.5% THD, so the DD-1 would show up with distortion earlier than the ratings, just as they said it would, because that's at 1% THD, not 1.5 or above. Also, you have to take into account that Wolfram rated at 100 Hertz, I did at 40 Hertz. 40 Hertz is more stressful on the amplifier than 100 Hertz. So if I had done this test at 100 Hertz and at 1.5% THD, I'm pretty confident we would have gotten the 1600 watts. And again, you know, where it was at 1660 up to clipping, I don't think you're really going to notice all of it. You know, so I consider this an accurately rated amplifier. Good job by Wolfram. Again, I mean, I bought this amp for $229 shipped. I think that was during their Black Friday promotion through the month of November. They are probably, by the time that you're seeing this video, they're at normal price. And I think that's at like $269. $269 still a nice value. Maybe you email them, see if they'll honor $229. No guarantees, probably won't do it. But still, even at $269, this is a nice value for an amplifier that does its ratings. It's really solidly built. It looks different. This is not just your typical silver and black amplifier. I mean, these are, I've never seen this type of finish before on an amplifier. This nickel gray kind of makes it stand out. Solid job. You know, I have no problems recommending this amplifier to you folks. Nice job, Wolfram. Keep it up. And I'm gonna go test some more amplifiers.
Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it, working it.